here, they can see. Well, somebody will post it. I can't figure out Moodle. It took me long enough to learn Canvas. So, all right. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. I think we're expecting one more. Let's just give another minute or so. And like I said, now it's being recorded. I see Cassandra, and then somebody who's just a silhouette. I don't know if that person is actually logged in or not. Oh, it's not what I wanted to happen at all. There we go. All right, I think we'll get started. So this is not typical, quite frankly. I am new to AHEC in January, so I am still, some of you have had me for other courses that I was unfamiliar with. Here you get to do it again with me. But I had year 2 students who finished up in April. So I felt pretty comfortable with that and felt like, I could, stick with certainly doing that. Or I'm sorry, you guys are year 1. For you two, year 2, which I will have you in the fall again. So, because that's what I'm really comfortable with. Year 1, I've been through the modules and all that. It's not quite the same, but it's quite a bit for you guys to do in a short period of time. All right. So, did we lose somebody? Tara Fletcher, we lost. So anyway, so I've got you this summer for year 1. I thought, well, I can probably handle year 1 for the summer, and that way you guys have a consistent person as opposed to switching. We were going to switch groups, and I said I'd rather stay with year 2 for a little bit. So year 1 is a lot of the background information you need, some of those things that prepare you for working in a diverse, with a diverse population of underserved populations. A lot of the things prepare you. And then year 2 is really primarily entails stuff regarding a transformation project. And so, we'll talk about that at that point in time. So, and I really didn't have anything specific. I just want to know how you guys are doing. As I said, as you heard me say, we give due dates. They didn't used to give due dates, and apparently that bothered students. And I think it helps keep people on task a little bit to get something. But it's not like there's some strict late policy that penalizes you in any way. Basically, you need to just get through the stuff and stay on task the best you can. Unfortunately, though, she's back, so it's okay. So, so try to stay on task the best you can. I've seen a lot of people that the ANEW grant students always seem to finish, which is great, and I think it's because it's embedded in your program with Dr. Nante Smith. But we do lose a lot of people through the course, and that's why I'm trying to keep a little more in contact with students to find out what's going on, and so you don't. It's such an isolating feeling, I'm sure, having no real contact with faculty. There's really not, there's not a lot of interaction there whatsoever. So, what are you guys concerned about? Anything I can help you with right now?
Yesterday, well, after I spoke to you yesterday, and realized that I was only doing half of the requirements.
That's okay.
So I went in and got registered for Moodle, and I did the 3 initial surveys in there, but or not the 3 surveys, the 3 articles, and I answered the questions. But on the course calendar, it says that I should have gotten a Qualtrics survey for the AHEC Scholars pre-assessment, and I never received that. So I've never done that. I went back and looked through my emails, and I don't see it at all.
let me find out, because that's not something I send out or take care of. I'll ask
Okay.
Jill about it. I'm actually meeting with her on Monday, but I'll find out about that. I think it's sort of a pre-survey. I'm a little surprised it didn't get sent out. I don't know who collects that data and does something with it. It's not me, but anyway.
Unless that's what I did with Dan.
No, it's not. I don't believe it's the same. Maybe it is. I don't think it is, though. I think
Dan
you
sent
may.
it to me. That's who I
Is
got
Because
it from. Yeah, it was in
Yeah,
his email.
okay,
It was just like a link or something like that.
I think
okay,
that one's
because
specific to the new grant students. So I think there might be another
Oh,
one for AHEC scholars, and I'm not sure because they really, and this is the
oh,
confusing thing, they really are two different things. And we had that conversation briefly yesterday too. So we also have check-ins that are not face-to-face. And there's usually some questions, and we really do go back and read through them. But in the spring, somebody had said, well, you really need to get us a better clinical, assignment. Like, well, yeah, that's not me. That's not AHEC scholars. That's the College of Nursing. So in the new grant. But so it does get a little confusing. But because I am with the College of Nursing, it makes it even more confusing, I think, than if you had Dr. Telemingris, then you would know, well, yeah, he's not a nurse. So um anything you're worrying about or you're questioning or wondering?
Yeah, I had no idea until that email
Mhm.
that
That's why I
I
sent
just did
it.
those 3 modules, and I was like, what do you mean I'm missing stuff? And so I still, that was on my agenda today, actually, was to figure out what that means. I guess I didn't realize, I don't know if I even created is this the Institute for Healthcare Improvement? Is that the Moodle?
Let me it's
yeah,
in.
Tara,
Oh,
so if you go back through your emails, so I went back and rewatched the initial video that you did, Dr. Weirs,
uh-huh.
and the link for Moodle comes from Leon something.
Yeah, Leon Hudson.
Yeah, and he has the link in there, and he gives you your username and a temporary password.
Okay, but that's so so my email with that that takes me to the from Leon Moodle site, but that's the AHEC Scholar site. When I click on it, it goes just to log into my, and there are no, those are just those 4 modules, right?
You don't see a page like this? Let me go back. Are you able to
Yes,
see
I
my
do.
screen right now?
Oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
So here, it should look like this. I have more than you do because I'm nosy and I like to see what they're doing in other other courses. So this is the one you guys are. You're year 1, cohort 3. You're a late starting cohort. The rest of them all started back in September. And most of them were to finish up the work by May. And so you guys were just sort of jumping in, and decided to do this through the summer to accommodate you. So you should click on that, and you don't get something like this.
I do, and those I did
Okay.
complete. I did complete those, and they are graded. The 3
Oh,
keep
okay.
scrolling. Yeah, those
I,
3 right there.
okay, these here, yes. Did I send you an email to that effect? Because I might have just put you on there mistakenly then.
No, I got a separate email from somebody else saying that my stuff wasn't complete. Hang on one second. Are we supposed to be doing something more than just that?
So, no. So if you look here, here's your course calendar that we put together for you guys.
Okay.
And so this is where you can see the due dates for things. So there is an AHEC Scholars Questionnaire Surveying Qualtrics. I don't think that is the same one that Dan sends, but I will find that out for sure.
Okay.
I'm sort of learning along with you. And why does that keep doing that to me? I'm so technologically competent. So I need to ask about the Qualtrics survey. Dr. Nancy Smith had explained it to me a few times, and I still didn't quite get what she wanted me to do. But anyway, so Tracy, how long did it take you to go through these 3 modules?
I think I probably spent like 2.5 hours, but I went through these 3 modules, and then I also watched all the introductory videos and
Okay.
because I hadn't been on Moodle at all until yesterday.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem with this is really I am pretty sure there hasn't been a lot of interaction. I've seen that in the feedback from students, and so I wanted to make sure that you're comfortable, because it's one thing to go from, in seat on campus courses, and then you're going to to online learning, and then now you're going to not just online learning but asynchronous, completely asynchronous, not just periodically asynchronous. So it can feel pretty isolating, and it's easy to forget there's something to do there. And when I give an orientation, I fully understand it's a ton of information you get up front, and nobody's going to retain all that and catch it all and remember. I can remember when I was in my DNP program, and we'd have intensive weeks once the beginning of each semester. And I remember asking the course director a question, because we told you that in orientation. Like, do you know how many things we got in orientation? I don't remember all that stuff. So I get that. And like I said, these due dates are just guides to keep you on track. So these are more check-in kinds of things. So the next check-in will be for you guys on the 17th of June. And that will be something that Jill has created a Dropbox, or if she has not, she will for you. You're going to meet with me again then July 15th. I think it's nice to meet. And then there's a post questionnaire. You can turn that in whenever you want. What Dr. Nante Smith hopes for you guys is that you get through your work, so you actually get yourselves a break between the end of AHEC Scholars Year 1. You have some time off before you have to start at the semester. So we are not on an academic calendar along with the university. And so you can finish up whenever you want. And well, within limits of your time. But I did try to put things in so that that was what she wanted, because initially I had a longer trajectory there. And she said, I'd really like them to take a break. And I think that's a really good idea if you're able to. But if you find this not feasible and you need to be taking more time, you can do that too. And nobody's kicking you out because you didn't finish year 1. But you do need to finish your year 1 by the end of August, because you have to start in year 2 then. At that point in time. So you can see, I tell you what these are all Moodle uploads. So these things, for instance, you get a certificate in there, you just upload it, we see you did it. There's a quiz here and a quiz here. A lot of things are, there is a questionnaire in this one, and I'm not worried too much about the actual grading of them as much as you put thought into it and so on. Did any of you do like a COVID testing, surveillance, and all that kind of stuff already somewhere else or not? Doesn't sound like it.
What do you mean?
Okay.
No.
I'm not sure.
Like no contact tracing or anything like that? No. Okay, because some people have had some opportunities to do things like that. So if you go in Moodle, then that's your course calendar specifically for you guys, and just to sort of keep you on track. So don't feel like if I sent you the email, it wasn't meant to be burdensome. It was just to give you a gentle reminder that this course is here. It's just sort of silent. So and to remind you about it. So. Any other questions?
The email that I got was from Dan Hanrath, just on the 2nd, and it just said, if you're receiving this message, I do not yet have your completion of the spring summer module requirements in my records. So what you just showed us, I did those 3.
Yeah, but we don't convey that to Dan. I don't know what he's talking about. He has nothing to do with the grading.
So he
Can you
sends a
forward that
whole
to me? Yeah.
So Tara, with what Dan's talking about, there's a whole nother set of things that you have to do for him. So you got to do these tests, you have to do these modules.
Okay.
And that's all with the
ANEW grant. Okay.
ANEW grant portion. So he's got a whole, and that's where I had made the mistake. I thought his portion was the only portion I needed to do. So I hadn't done the scholar portion. There's actually 2 separate portions, and it's not clear that you need to do both.
So I wonder, I'll have to contact him then and find out what that is because I have no idea. Shoot.
Yeah,
Okay.
once you take a pre-test for him,
I did
and the
that.
pre-test is done, and then he'll open up, give you access to this other stuff that you have to go in and do. They're QI, like QI modules and things.
Is it through the Institute for Healthcare Improvement?
No.
I have no idea.
Interesting.
Yeah, he'll send you the link that you click on will take you right to where you have to go for him.
Okay. Thank you, Tracy. I'll reach out to him.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Weirs. I'm sorry.
Well, I
am
had no idea
on the
either.
AHEC Scholar.
Okay.
Well, you're a step ahead of me.
Well, no, I think we just reversed.
Yeah.
If
You
we
could
put
just
ours
coordinate
together, we're
reference.
caught up.
There you
Right,
go. Yeah.
right.
Okay. Anything else from anybody? I'm glad you guys talked about that because I would have never put that together either. So, okay. Anyone
Yeah,
else?
I'm very
Okay.
appreciative for the email this week, really, because
Okay.
I was apparently out in left field until you sent that.
Well, and my concern is the further behind students get, the harder it is to catch up. I mean, and this is a demanding semester for you guys. I know that because I've taught physical assessment a few summers, and I know what's going on for those of you in my 70-35 course. And some of you are doing other things in addition related to projects, and I get that it's a tough semester. So it made me a little nervous when I found out you guys had to do this in a summer. I thought, well, others did it apparently before you, and not to belittle it, but they no one died last summer doing this. Let's put it that way. And it was a bad summer last summer because I don't know what they're doing in physical assessment this year, but it was all online last year and it was awful.
Yeah.
So same thing.
Okay. It's all online and it's
awful.
horrible.
Are they using
Nothing's
VoiceThread
consistent.
No.
Have we what?
Are they using VoiceThread yet on that or not? No.
No, we're
No.
using
That was a nightmare.
iHuman.
Yep, we use that.
And doing our videos on friends and family members, and from what your lab instructor says doesn't meet with what the lecturer says, and then they got to go back and forth through. It's horrible. I feel like I have an ulcer the size of a
Who's the course
dinner plate.
coordinator for that?
Butler.
Oh yeah, okay. So
but I have Jenkins. I have Jenkins for the lab.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I think he just found out he was teaching it like a week or so before the class, because for the longest time he didn't even have his own Zoom. He had to borrow Butler's Zoom access. It's just been it's been a nightmare.
Nightmare. It can be a really it's still always intense in terms of how much you have to get through. But it was much nicer in person, I must say. You know, I've done both. So
then you can talk things out and it makes sense and you can hear how other people pronounce.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, so I do understand all that, but you know, if I'll poke around in the course from time to time and make sure people are staying on task and to send out those gentle reminders, and don't feel like I'm judging you. That's not the case. I know what your summer is like, so I get it. So, all right, unless somebody has something else, I'll let you guys get on with your evening. So nothing else? Okay.
I don't think so.
Shoot me. What's that?
I was just saying, I don't think so.
Okay, so shoot me emails. I respond usually pretty quickly. The people who know me will tell you I do. It's theoretically I say 48 hours of business days, but I can never do that. I have to check because I worry about it. So so you will hear back from me in a timely fashion. So and also it's very easy to reach Jill McGrath. She is also quite responsive, and she knows because I'm new to AHEC. I just started in January, and it's much more than just AHEC scholars. So there's a steep learning curve, and she has been very helpful to me too. So she's very good at explaining things to old ladies who aren't very good at technology like me. So, all right, okay, we'll see you guys later. Take care.
Thanks,
stay
Dr.
cool.
Weirs.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye. Thanks. I gotta stop recording.